We didn't win because we were stronger. We won because everything worked. I didn't realize what we had until I saw what they didn't. At first, it all felt the same. Mud, noise, orders, fear. You think war is chaos. But it's not. Not completely. Because underneath everything, there's a system. And if you're inside the right one, you don't just fight differently. You survive differently. The first time I noticed it wasn't courage. It was my rifle. The M1 Garand. I didn't think much of it when they handed it to me. It was just a weapon. Heavy, solid, loud. But then the shooting started. And I didn't have to stop. I pulled the trigger again. 8 rounds without pause. No bolt to pull. No delay. Just fire. I remember seeing enemy soldiers hesitate. They fired once, then stopped to reload. We didn't. We kept going. Later, we heard something strange. They thought we had machine guns. Not one. Many. But it was just us. A single squad. And in that moment, I understood something small. That meant something big. We weren't fighting the same war they were, but the rifle was just the beginning. The real difference wasn't what I held. It was what I was connected to. We had radios. Small ones. You could hold them in your hand. You press a button, and someone answers. Simple. But out there, that changed everything. Other armies used runners. Men crawling through mud, carrying messages that might never arrive. We didn't wait. We spoke. Instantly, I could report movement, call for support, adjust positions. What used to take an hour took seconds. You don't understand how powerful that is until you realize something. We were never isolated. Even when we were surrounded, we weren't alone. We were connected, and that made us faster, smarter, alive. But then came the moment that changed how I saw everything. We weren't the ones ending the fight. We were starting it. I remember marking a position. Just a small one. A machine gun nest. Normally, that would be a problem. Men would die trying to take it. But not for us. We called it in. Minutes later, everything changed. A tank arrived. Then the sky opened. Planes. Bombs. Fire. What was there was gone. Just like that. At first, I didn't like it. It didn't feel like a fight. It felt overwhelming. Unfair. But then I understood that was the point. We weren't just soldiers. We were part of something larger. Infantry, armor, air. Working together. Perfectly. And once that system locked in, nothing could stand against it. The longer I stayed in it, the more I saw the pattern. We didn't march like others did. We moved. Fast. Trucks, jeeps, endless vehicles. We didn't arrive tired. We arrived ready. While others walked miles carrying everything, we were transported, hydrated, fed, prepared. And that changes how you fight. You think clearer, move faster, last longer. And even when things broke, they didn't stay broken. I saw vehicles destroyed one day, back in action days later. Parts replaced. Machines rebuilt. Nothing wasted. Everything reused. Our mechanics didn't wait for new parts. They took what was left and made it work again. And it always worked. That's when I understood this war wasn't just being fought in the field. It was being sustained behind it. And that's what made it unstoppable. But the biggest difference was how we thought. If someone felt, we didn't freeze. We didn't wait. We adapted. A sergeant steps in. A corporal takes command. Decisions are made instantly. Not perfectly, but fast. And in war, that's what matters. We weren't trained to wait for orders. We were trained to act. And that made us dangerous. Because even when things broke, we didn't. We changed shape, kept moving, kept fighting. And then there was something else. Something you don't see in reports. If you were hit, you didn't feel like it was over. You knew someone was coming. Fast. Medics. Transport. Planes. Hospitals. And medicine. Real medicine. Penicillin. Blood. Care. Things that turned death into survival. We had a system that didn't just fight, it saved. And that changes how you think in battle. You don't fight expecting to die. You fight believing you might live. And the small things, they mattered too. Food, coffee, cigarettes, letters from home. I remember opening one in the middle of nowhere. Mud everywhere. Noise in the distance. And for a moment, everything stopped. And I wasn't there anymore. I was home. And that kept you going. By the end, I understood something most people never will. We didn't win because we were heroes. We didn't win because we were fearless. We won because everything worked. The rifle, the radio, the machines, the system, the people, all of it connected, moving, relentless. The enemy fought the war. We fought inside a machine, and that machine never stopped. If you were there, you wouldn't say you won. You'd say you were part of something that made winning inevitable.